Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your first male heat of this last event of the weekend. In this heat one, on lane one, we have from CrossFit Alvalade Oriente, Francisco Godinho. On lane 9 from CrossFit Salnes, Ruben Insua. On lane 2 from CrossFit White City, David Ben David. On lane 8 from the Borough CrossFit, Rob Schilacci. Lane 3 from CrossFit Kialami, Richard Smith. 1 minute from CrossFit Mola di Bari, lane 7, Nicola Pertucci. On lane 4 from CrossFit Solness, Stefano Di Francesco. On lane 6, Frederick Song. Stand by. And here we go. Individual in event number 6, rope climbs and thrusters. 4 repetitions on the rope on the first round for these athletes, followed by 16 thrusters, advancing the bar after every set of 8 completed repetitions. For the second round, 3 rope climbs and 12 thrusters, advancing the bar every 6 reps. And then finally 2 rope climbs and 8 thrusters, advancing the bar every 4 repetitions. Time cap for this event is 7 minutes. Lane 3, Rick Smith, your early leader, done with his first set of thrusters, working on that second set of 8. And it is Rick Smith, lane 3. The first man to get done with his thrusters. That bar just needs to move a little bit forward. Frederick Husson, lane 6, also done with his first round. On these rope climbs, the athlete must touch that cross beam at the top, and on their way down, both of their hands need to touch the rope below that black marked line for the rep to count. And for the thruster, the athlete must go to a full squat with the bar on the front rack, so on the shoulders, with the hip crease below the knee, and then on the way up to finish the movement, they're gonna have to get that bar overhead with their knees and hips fully extended, arms extended, and the bar over their body. As Rick Smith is back at his barbell for the second round of thrusters, 12 reps here.
Evento número 6, queda claro, un 4-3-2 de rope climbs, 16-12-8 thrusters, 7 minutos de time cap. El event record lo tiene Matthew Fraser con 3 minutos y 17 segundos.
Frederick Husson, lane 6, finishing up his second round. And so is Rick Smith on lane 3. And now Yahusen Turk on lane 5 also won his last 6 thrusters of the second round. And it is Frederick Husson who advances the bar first, but Rick Smith not far behind. And both of these men going for that rope climb at the same time. Only one more to go for both of these male athletes here. Rick Smith, lane 3, Frederick Husson, lane 6. And Frederick Husson is the first one to start climbing up again, and he's done with his last rope climb. 8 more thrusters to do. Rick Smith also done with his last rope climb. Lane 6, Frederick Husson. Only a few more thrusters to do for him. He advances his bar for the final time for his last 4 thrusters. And Rick Smith on lane 3. Also working now on his last 4. 5 minutes has passed and we have a little less than 2 minutes to go until that 7-minute time cap. Lane number 6, Frederick Husson is going to be the first male athlete to finish the event at 5:19 unofficially. Lane 5, Yahusen Turk, and lane 3, Rick Smith. Fighting for second place in the heat. Yahus gets a no rep. And it is going to be Rick Smith, lane 3, taking second place in the heat. A solid finish for the weekend here. And now Yahusen Turk, lane 5, also getting across the line with 1 minute remaining. Ruben Insua on lane 9, also now over the bar and over the finish line. Nicola Bertucci on lane 7 is on his last thrusters, and he's going to get across the line in just a few seconds here. He's on lane 7. "30 seconds. This is the final event of the weekend for these gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. Please make some noise, show them some support. 10 seconds to go. Francisco Godinho is going to get across the line. 3, 2, 1. And that does it for Heat 1, 5:19 for Frederick Husson. And here comes the next set of athletes. Heat number 2 of this event, number 6. After this heat, we'll have one more male heat, then the women will take the floor. And then after all the women are done, we're gonna get the men's final heat on the floor. For this heat number 2, the lane assignments are as follows. On lane 1 from CrossFit TLV, Daniel Sherbakov. On On lane 9 from Inner Fight CrossFit DXP, Andre Houdet. Lane 2 from CrossFit Ramallah, Basel Gatamesh. Lane 8 from Riba CrossFit Officine, Gianluca Stizza. Lane 3 from CrossFit 962, Amin Atala. Places 21 to 29, and the best athletes of the heat are on those 4 middle lanes, blue on the floor. 10 seconds. Stand by. Here we go, heat 2 underway. Rope climbs and thrusters again, 7-minute time cap. And 5:19 was the time to beat, set in that previous heat by Frederick Husson. Basel Gatamesh, lane 2, the first one off the road and onto those thrusters. Atala in the lane next to him, lane 3. Also starting his thrusters, and Davide Ricci and Guillaume Noah also on that first set of 8. Lane number 2, Basel Gatamesh leading the way here. He's gonna go unbroken with these thrusters here. Or at least try to, before advancing the bar to the next section on the floor. And going back to the road floor, 3 more road climbs.
Might be too strong out on compliments. Overdose on confidence. Started not together.
Sam Lubin on lane 5. Sam needs to move his ball forward before he can start on his second round.
I had someone tell me I fell off who I needed that, and they wanna see me pick that up.
After 1 round is his Basel Gatamesh, lane 2 leading the way. Davide Ricci, lane 6, second place, and Sam Lubin, third place in the heat. Here comes Basel Gatamesh, lane number 2. 6 repetitions here. Then advance the bar and another 6 to complete the 12 reps on this round. 155 on that bar. It's over 70 kilos, ladies and gentlemen. So this is not a light barbell at all. Davide Ricci also back at the bar. start of his third round. Lane number 6, Davide Arici, the second man to move that ball forward. Five minutes and 19 seconds is the time to beat, set by Freddy Cusson. We're coming up on 4.5 minutes. Two rope climbs on this last round, and they're already gone for Basel Fatamish. He's on lane 2. He has 8 more thrusters to do before he can finish his work. Show some support, please, for Basel Fatamish and all the rest of these athletes here on the floor. This is their final event of the weekend. Only 4 reps to do for Basel Fatamish. Davide Arici also back on the bar for his last 8 thrusters. Basel just gets to no rep. He has 2 more reps to do. Davide Arici now has a chance to maybe take the heat here. Lane number 6 and lane 2 fighting for the win here. And it is going to be Basel Fatamish taking the heat at 5:43 unofficially, and Davide Arici just behind, and Sam Lovin trying to chase him down, throwing himself over the line, but not quite making it. And now here comes Gianluca Stitcher on lane 8. He's over the line. Less than a minute to go. Guillaume Manuel, lane 4, finishing. Daniel Shervikov on lane 1 gets across the line now. Joao Ferreira and Amin Atala, also both these men getting across the line. And that does it for the heat. Nice work by these gentlemen. But the time set by Frederic Cusson still stands. Time to beat at 5 minutes and 19 seconds. Again, ladies and gentlemen, this was the last event of the weekend for all these male competitors. Please give them one more big round of applause. And we have our next heat of athletes on the floor. And on lane 1 from CrossFit way out, Fabio Botteghi. On lane 10 from CrossFit Ya.
One last chance to make some memories here on the floor at Caja Mágica for the athletes in heat number 3 of men's event number 6 at the 2018 Reebok CrossFit Games Meridian Regional. Brandon Domain, Mads Jakobsen, and Nicky Brazier with you here in Spain as we're ready for the third of 4 heats in a group of 10 that may be playing a bit of a spoiler role in the points race to be decided later this afternoon.
And event number 6 is going to be 4 rope climbs followed by 16 thrusters, 3 rope climbs, 12 thrusters, 2 rope climbs, 8 thrusters, and the weight is 155 pounds on the thrusters. The time cap is 7 minutes.
And our next group of 10 include a couple of athletes that are names that we thought we would see in that 4th and final heat, including Stefano Migliorini in lane number 7 and Jonas Müller in lane number 5.
Jonas Müller looks strong coming into this, but there have been a couple of events that just didn't play out the way he planned it, which is why he's in this heat right now, but you know he's looking for a strong finish.
So 30 seconds away. The time to beat was set in heat number 1 at 5 minutes and 19 seconds. We've seen 15 of 18 athletes thus far able to beat that 7-minute time cap.
I think we may see a couple more now.
10 seconds. Stand by.
So away we go on that chase towards that 5:19 time. Still one heat later coming up, but if you wanted to get the event win, what do you need to do?
Well, there are a couple of things I think are going to be essential to win the event. One is to go harder. There is nowhere to rest if you wanted fast time on this. The second one, fast hands on the rope. Make sure to get far up there, lock your feet, stand up, and touch the crossbeam.
Here at the Meridian Regional, that would be a very, very good accomplishment for all these athletes.
So this quick event, and already through 4 rope climbs, Stefano Migliorini in white and black. 1 lane below him is Justin Swart in the yellow and black shorts. Ajay Visser in lane number 9 near the top of the screen, and now everybody has made their way already through the set of 4 rope climbs.
That's Ajay Visser right there on his thrusters.
That is a strong athlete, and as quick as he got through those rope climbs, might be somebody to keep an eye on in terms of setting that time to beat with 1 heat left.
Oh, I think so, and he's going to be challenged a bit here by Mark Ordig as well. His thrusters are very, very fast. He's taking his time, as you see him right there in the middle of the screen, taking his time just on resetting himself, and his thrusters, though, very, very fast.
Now, I almost feel like this round of 16 kind of baits some of the athletes into going a little bit quicker than they want.
Well, I think it does, and I think that's where you could potentially play the tactical game just a little bit. But that being said, they need to go fast as well if they want a fast time.
So making their way back to the rope for the set of 3 rope climbs. We have our 3 leaders out of round number 1. Migliorini will be the first to make his way up the rope. And Anthony Monk's actually in the 2nd position and Justin Swart in 3rd, but Migliorini already through 1, now 2.
And Migliorini, really fast hands, high pulls, but I'd like to see him grab the rope with his feet just a little sooner than he does.
Well, he had about 2 feet left to go on that legless attempt before he hooked the feet.
And that just means he spent a lot of energy. He's spent a lot of grip. Now, he's a strong kid. I get that, but could make it easier.
So it's Migliorini in white and black, all black for Anthony Monks. They're 1 and 2 getting to the bar for the set of 12. They'll advance it after rep number 6. 3rd place will belong to Marco Daig.
Anthony Monks here is one of these athletes. We said it a little bit earlier. I'd like to see him take some more space and make a bigger splash for himself. I mean, he's been in team competition before. He's a great athlete. I think this is a good year for him to get some experience and look at where he's at, gauge his current status.
Monk on the podium a couple of years ago with CrossFit Yaz in the team competition at the end of the 2016 Reebok CrossFit Games. Took last year off after he and his wife welcomed their first child. Going to return to competition here on the individual side this time, as it's him and Migliorini continuing to lead the way and give the slight edge to Monks as they move into the 3rd and final round. Still 2 minutes and 10 seconds until the time to beat a 5:19. Interesting little move here by Migliorini. If you notice where he placed that bar, it was right on the very edge of the box. I think I know what he's got in mind with that idea.
Oh, he's probably gonna make that transition and try to make that transition a little bit faster. Question if it's gonna be enough. He is the first man on the rope, though.
Monk's having a bit of a difficult time getting his feet locked in. He does get through both reps, and he'll be the first one to make his way back towards the bar. Only 2 or 3 seconds behind him will be Migliorini. They have over 1 minute until the time to beat a 5:19, so expect whoever wins this battle to be the event leader going into heat number 4.
And Monk's looking strong on his thrusters.
Again, we expect a quicker transition for Migliorini, but it might be too little too late to help him on this one. There's only a couple of reps left for Monks as Migliorini drops the bar. Monks sets it down. He's going to have to get that going again if he wants to hold off Migliorini, who's back onto the bar after his scheduled rest that he had in mind. But he won't have enough in him, as it's going to be Anthony Monks that'll make his way down the floor. It'll close out his weekend with a heat win and the fastest time through 3 at 4 minutes and 34 seconds. Migliorini is in at 4:40.
And Mark Ordig putting the finishing touches on his last thrusters here.
Smart move by him as he took a look around in this quick event, making sure nobody was going to catch up on him on that run. As he started in a sprint and then kind of slowed up a little bit near the end once he noticed he was in the clear.
But good on him to check out where everybody else is at. We've seen a couple of people celebrate really early and get run by.
Justin Swart looks to be our next finisher, but he gets a no rep, and that might open the window for a couple of athletes, and it does, as Fabio Boteghi in lane number 1 will be our 4th finisher here in heat number 3. Ajay Visser will round out the top 5 at 5 minutes and 28 seconds. We have 90 seconds until the time cap as Sam Parkin makes his way across the finish line. Swart will wind up in 7th in the heat.
And Alex Evans here, AKA Bacon, with a sprint to the finish line.
As he holds off Jonas Mueller. And last left on the floor is going to be Pedro Bartolo. It was a weekend of highs and lows for him. He had a couple of fantastic finishes. And there's been a few frustrating ones, and that's had him mired mid-pack here in the standings.
Well, that being said, I still think it's the weekend he was looking for. I mean, with the finishes, he really played well into his strengths.
Had a 3rd place in triple threes as he's a couple of reps away from closing out his weekend and unable to get the 2nd in a row. Now before this heat, we had 15 of 18 finish, and the crowd trying to give him a hand. Pedro Bartolo rounds out the field, 6 minutes and 38 seconds. So everybody here in heat number 3 in under the cap, and we'll make it 25 out of 28 through 3. That beat the time cap, now led by that man, Anthony Monks, 4 minutes, 34 seconds.
And Anthony Monks did a really, really good job. I like what I saw from him right here. We saw him do really well in the previous event as well. Then he goes out here and finishes off with an event, or with the heat win. And let's have a look at what he did right here. To come off to the start, it was all about Stefano Migliorini and Anthony Monks, as they were both really, really fast on the ropes, and also very decisive on their initial thrusters. Stefano Migliorini did go a little bit higher on the rope before he clenched his feet, and he was a little bit slower on the thrusters, where Anthony Monks was just consistency itself on the thrusters. And then as he made it to the end, that's what got him the event win, or the heat win, sorry.
So the 3 fastest times now in this event are the 3 first times to go sub 5, all coming here in heat number 3, led by Monks at 4 minutes and 34 seconds, 5 seconds quicker than Stefano Migliorini. Mark Ordig will round out the top 3 of those that came in under the 5-minute mark at 4 minutes and 54 seconds. Well, after that finish on the women's side, it's time to find the final 4 that will punch their ticket from the Meridian Regional, as we're ready for men's event number 6, heat number 4. Brandon Domain, Mads Jakobsen, and Nicky Brazier with you here at Caja Mágica, where, well, the power has returned to normal, but the chaos has not yet, as we're shortly going to find out which 4 men will be moving to Madison, as nobody is safe in this one. Elliot Simmons, the points leader at 424, 12 points back is Rasmus Anderson. A little bit farther back is Willie George. Lucas Esslinger is the current bubble athlete, 28 points clear of a looming threat in this event, and that is Phil Hesketh.
To me, this fight is all between Lucas Esslinger and Phil Hesketh. I mean, there are a lot of things that can happen, but I'm really looking forward to see which one of these 2 athletes handles the next test the best. And the next test is event number 6, which is for time. 4 rope climbs, 16 thrusters, 3 rope climbs, 12 thrusters, 2 rope climbs, 8 thrusters, and the weight for these men will be 155 pounds. The time cap is 7 minutes.
Points leader Elliot Simmons needs a 22nd or better to clinch a spot in the games for the first time. He'll be in lane number 5. Rasmus Anderson needs 15th or better in lane number 6. Willie George 9th or better in lane 4. And the man on the bubble, Lucas Esslinger, 6th place or better, gets him a spot in the games. He'll be in lane number 7.
And here's Lucas Esslinger. Lucas Esslinger is an athlete whom I think is going to do well in a test like this. The man chasing him, however, is Phil Hesketh, and that's not a man that you want chasing you. Very competent athlete.
And we're underway with the final heat of the weekend in men's competition. And Hesketh got shot out of a cannon. I think he's got a trampoline under that rope as he's already through 2 reps in 10 seconds.
And he is fast. He is doing everything right. Sprinting up the rope. He knows exactly where he's at, and he knows what he needs to do if he wants to punch that ticket.
Very important to note the time to beat, 4 minutes, 34 seconds by Anthony Monks in heat number 3. It is Hesketh 1, Esslinger 2. Hesketh in black and white on the near lanes on the screen. In white and black is Esslinger.
And Phil Hesketh may have drawn first blood, but Lucas Esslinger is trying to answer. Phil Hesketh, however, is going a little bit faster on the thrusters than Lucas Esslinger at this point.
That set of 16 thrusters, they advanced the bar after rep number 8, which was done about at the same time for the 2 leaders, Hesketh and Esslinger, as Anderson is moving into the picture as well in the green shirt, gray shorts, lane number 6. There's Rasmus, who still has a very legit chance at walking away the Meridian Regional champion, as he's 12 points behind the points leader, Elliot Simmons. Simmons needs first or second to clinch the title.
The first man back to the rope is Phil Hesketh. Lucas Esslinger jogging a little bit, and that's exactly what he's going to have to do.
If you're Lucas Esslinger, just try to stay close to Phil Hesketh and you'll be okay.
That in itself is a daunting task, and if you want somebody to do it, it is Lucas Esslinger. This is a fight. It's blow by blow.
Again, 4:34, the time to beat. There were times close to it in heat number 3 as well. Esslinger will make the touch first on that 3rd and final rep, and he's going to have a 1.5-second lead over Phil Hesketh. So the 2 athletes surrounding the cut line for those 4 qualifying spots for the games are 1 and 2.
And you saw Lucas Esslinger just looking over to see where Phil Hesketh was at.
Esslinger in first on the left. Hesketh in second on the right. 6 reps down, 6 reps to go for the 2 leaders here in the heat and the 2 leaders in the event and the 2 most important men in the building when it comes to those 4 qualifying spots. Anderson in third, a couple of seconds back as he tries to close in on a regional championship.
And Hesketh once again just cycling through his thrusters just a little bit faster than Lucas Esslinger.
Esslinger will move into the 3rd and final round, a couple of seconds ahead of Hesketh.
Lucas needs to get right on that rope when he gets back, and he does.
Esslinger catching his breath. We're at 3 minutes and 10 seconds. Hesketh already onto the rope. He'll make the touch. There's the touch for Esslinger. And Lucas Esslinger is going to make his way down the floor. He's made the games the past 2 years, and he's now 8 reps away from his first career regional event win, and it might be the most important time in his career to get it.
The combination of great physical skills, the tactical mindset, and digging deep isn't something everybody needs.
4 reps away for Esslinger. 4 reps back is Hesketh. They are 1 and 2, and they're 4 and 5 in the point standings. Lucas Esslinger is 1 rep away. He's got it, and it's his first career event win, and it's going to be a repeat trip to the games for a 3rd year in a row for Lucas Esslinger. Hesketh trying to hold on a second, but it's going to go to Rasmus Anderson, and he might be walking away with the Meridian Regional Championship as Phil Hesketh will come into 3rd. Jason Smith will come across the line in lane number 10, and this might be enough as there's still a couple of athletes ahead of Simmons, one of which is going to be Rouen Duvenage. He'll finish up in 5th in the heat. Willie Georges will come across the line. And Rasmus Anderson is likely going to walk away the regional champion as Elliot Simmons still doing work in the center of the screen. And Elliot Simmons will make his way across the line at 4 minutes and 45 seconds, just ahead of Alan Folie in lane number 9. That will leave Stefan Esslinger and Mohamed Alomda as the last two athletes on the floor. Esslinger will make his way across the line just after the 5-minute mark, 2 minutes away from the 7-minute time cap. And tip of the cap to this man, Mohamed Alomda, who hung into the top 10 all weekend long. A very strong showing for him this weekend.
He's just continuously done good work, and I think when Mohamed comes home and looks at this, it's going to give him a couple of ideas of what he needs to do for next year, but I think we'll be seeing him again. I sure hope so.
He's going to come across the line. Not sure what the confusion was there, but he'll make his way across and close out this field at 5 minutes and 41 seconds. And for Lucas Esslinger, we said it in that heat, he never won a career event when it came to regionals. What a time to get it for the first time.
He sure knew when to pick his spot, that's for sure. And he needed that desperately. Shaking hands here with Phil Hesketh, just having to talk about this.
Well, he knew that the man he needed to beat was Phil Hesketh, and he barely did that. He was also just ahead of Rasmus Anderson, and for Anderson, a second-place finish might be enough for the regional championship.
And you know that Rasmus really wanted that. You could just tell by his whole demeanor this entire weekend that he wasn't just here to secure a spot. He was here to make sure that he won it.
So Esslinger win, and he's in, as he needed a sixth-place finish or better coming into this one, and he delivered.
And let's just look at this for a second. To start out, it was all about Hesketh and Esslinger. They both knew that they needed this win, and they were going pretty much at the same time on the rope. Once they got to the thrusters, Hesketh was cycling a little bit faster, but back on the rope for the second time, Lucas Esslinger was faster getting his feet on the rope, and that's where he made his little move. Once he got that move and got ahead a little bit, it was all Esslinger.
Now, Esslinger wins the event. We know he's in. The question is who's going to join he and Rasmus Anderson, as Anderson did what he needed to do. But keep in mind, neither Anderson, Simmons, or Georges were safe. Now, Willie Georges finishing 6th, Elliot Simmons finishing 9th. That might be enough to do it, but we're going to have to wait for the official numbers.
And you know the guys on the floor know this as well, so they're probably going to be walking around a little bit wondering, you know, what went on.
And of course, we always have to wait for those results because you never know if there is going to be a dispute on timing, if there's an error anywhere, so we're going to check that before anything. But what we do know is the event winner is going to the games once that becomes official, and that's Lucas Esslinger. First time career win for him, and he's with Nicky Brazier.
Brandon, what a time for an event win, coming in, knowing that you're in that 4th place spot before this event. And as we wait for the official standings, I mean, I want to know what was going through your mind when you first started this event. What did you know you had to do in order to try to get that spot to Madison?
I knew it was a good event for me, and I just wanted to leave no doubt. Just like go in, win it.
And it happened, absolutely. Moving forward, I mean, if you can get that trip to Madison, what do you do? How do you train to get yourself games ready?
I will probably take a pretty long rest. I feel pretty beaten up. But like 5-6 weeks before the games, I will start training hard again.
Well, we are still waiting for the results down here on the floor, but in the meantime, what a way to finish out the weekend. Great work.
Thank you very much.
So the 25-year-old number 2 seed out of Europe South looks like he's in line to be making a 3rd consecutive trip to the games.
And let's just remember, we talked to him before we started the regionals, and he said, well, you know, it was kind of hard training the last couple of weeks up to this because I've got exams. So he had to train early, he had to train late, and he couldn't train as much as he wanted to. I hope he's going to have the opportunity to do that the last 6 weeks, as he just said now, before the games.
Pretty solid month here for Esslinger after graduating school as well. Now, Rasmus Anderson came into this, and it was the worst open finish since 2013, but it looks like he might be in line for his best regional finish ever.
But I think the Open didn't necessarily give the correct picture of where Rasmus was at as an athlete. I think he was pacing himself a little bit through the Open, wanting to make sure that he was all fit for fight once he got to the regional floor. And I mean, he did a great job.
Now, he has made the games before on the individual side, also 2 times on the team side, including a team championship with Invictus in 2014. He did qualify in 2016, where he finished 25th place at the games, where he took 2nd in California Regional. This would be the first time he would qualify individually out of one of the European regions, this one being Meridian.
So he's a global athlete. Anywhere he goes, he makes a splash. He stirs the pool a little bit, and he goes to the games.
Another one of the athletes that we're waiting on the official word on is Elliot Simmons, and we saw his new fiance, Jamie Green, win the women's side of things. Simmons with a strong weekend as well.
Well, Simmons has done everything right. Last year, he was a promise. He was coming in here, and I think he did an amazing job. Now, it may not have gone quite the way he wanted to last year, but what he did with the information and the experience is what every athlete should do. Go back to the drawing table, sit down with your coach and go, what do I have to do to come back stronger and fitter next year?
All right, so we have the official results in. Let's go down to the floor for the announcement of the 4 men going to Madison.
Here we go. Got the results. So we're going to start from first place again with 506 points and making his 2nd individual games appearance, originally from Denmark, representing CrossFit Elliot, your Meridian Regional winner, Rasmus Anderson. Second place with 488 points. Event 1s and 5 belong to this man. He won them. And this will be a rookie appearance for him. Representing CrossFit Yas, Elliot Simmons. Third place, also with 488 points. This also went down to a tiebreaker. This man has been at the games 2 times prior to this, 2016, 2017. Now making his 3rd appearance as an individual. Representing CrossFit Craze 9, Lucas Esslinger. Fourth place in the last qualifying spot. This man won event 4. This will be his rookie appearance at the games. This will also be the first French individual athlete making it to the games. Ladies and gentlemen, from CrossFit DBS 83, Willie Georges. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, your top 4 athletes qualifying to the CrossFit Games from the Meridian Regional: Rasmus Anderson, Elliot Simmons, Lucas Esslinger, and Willie Georges.
On a day of firsts, we have our first Spanish team make the games, and we have our first French individual qualifier in the open division with Willie Georges, as we have 2 return trips to the games for athletes and 2 promising young athletes making a debut trip here out of the Meridian.
And what an athlete we're sending from France as well. Willie Georges, great in the open, did a great job right here. I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of effort, what kind of splash he makes in Madison.
The number 3 qualifier in the world out of the open, number 1 in Europe South, and he proved that point. He said he's a much better athlete than a year ago. It's time to prove it. Point proven for Willie Georges.
We're just going to set the floor up and then...
But our regional champion, Rasmus Anderson, is joining Nicky Brazier on the floor.
It all came down to today. We were looking at the leaderboard, all the points shake up, and then, getting out here and coming in first, taking this regional. I mean, there's a little bit of a look of surprise on your face. Were you expecting this?
No, I wasn't expecting this. I mean, we were just talking to someone else, and I said, like, hey, I obviously go into the weekend wanted to take first, and I'm here to compete, and I want to take first. But I want to just get one of those top 4 spots, and I'm just super excited to be a top avoider.
And also exciting for you to be going back to Madison with your girlfriend, Lauren Fisher, who came in second in the women's division. I mean, do you guys train together? How do you prepare together for that trip?
Well, yeah, we train together pretty much every day. We do a few things differently, but more or less the same. And obviously we just live the fitness life, I guess, trying to get the best performance we possibly can.
Super fit couple. Congratulations on your win here.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
First career regional championship for Rasmus Anderson, as he'll lead the field of 4 that will be going from the Meridian Regional to the 2018 Reebok CrossFit Games. It's Rasmus Anderson on the top spot, a tie between Elliot Simmons and Lucas Esslinger in terms of points, but with the event wins for for Simmons, that's going to give him that second spot. Esslinger in third, Willie George in fourth, as the promising young rookie to the games delivers on his statement that he made on social media, as he's 30 points clear of Phil Hesketh.
There's so much potential in this young man.
And with Willie George, let's go to Nicky Brazier.
The feeling down here on the floor is incredible, as everyone here is chanting your name. So excited for you to be the first individual athlete from France going to games. And you also looked surprised when they said your name. You said you can't believe it, right?
Il y a vraiment beaucoup d'ambiance ici. Et on soutient le premier athlète français qui va aller aux Games.
Voilà, c'est vraiment... je sais même pas quoi dire, quoi. Même si j'ai fait 3e aux Open, je partais à 0 et je m'y attendais vraiment pas. Je pense que les gens croyaient plus en moi que moi je croyais en moi, et franchement je suis vraiment ému et je remercie vraiment toutes les personnes ici présentes parce que ça fait vraiment chaud au cœur. Même sur le dernier event, quand on est mort et qu'on entend tout le monde chanter Willy ou je sais pas quoi, ça fait vraiment plaisir, et voilà, je voudrais tous vous remercier parce que c'est aussi grâce à vous, donc merci.
He's so thankful for everybody. All the cheers and the anthem and everything was so great for him and so helping for him.
Now, you've been CrossFitting for a while now, obviously. What did you do differently to get yourself one of those top spots to go to games this year?
Qu'est-ce que tu as fait aujourd'hui différemment pour être sur les tops pour aller aux Games aujourd'hui?
J'ai rien changé, bizarrement. Je me suis toujours entraîné dur, et comme j'ai commencé le CrossFit il y a pas longtemps, du coup la progression elle est venue d'elle-même, et j'ai rien lâché, j'ai continué, j'ai cru en moi, et il n'y a que l'entraînement qui paye. Comme je dis toujours, je suis pas le plus talentueux, mais je suis besogneux, donc je travaille beaucoup, et ça fait vraiment plaisir quand ça finit un peu par payer, et je suis vraiment content.
He didn't change anything in his plan. He had just worked hard all day long, and he's just so proud that it's paid off now.
Well, congratulations, and congratulations on representing your country at games this year for the first time.
We said it at the start of the weekend that the word of the weekend was going to be opportunity, and today we crowned the first Spanish team to go to the games and the first French individual athlete to qualify for the games in the open division.